Nashville, Tennessee, your premier 80s podcast station.
The
premier station.
The premier station.
Exactly right. So there we go, and there we go.
All right, so we're up and rolling. Got a special guest coming in tonight.
Yeah.
So
we'll go ahead and do our intro and kind of get all our front stuff done and be ready to get going with him when he gets on.
Yes, because he'll be on for a very limited time. He's got a busy schedule. So.
Yes, and I kind of explained that he was already. We kind of have a window with him here.
Yeah, so we're going to roll through it.
All right. So here we go. We'll get started.
All right.
Hello, world. This is Kevin from Fiction Factory, and you're listening to DC and DH on the DND Dynamite 80s podcast.
They have been best friends since childhood. They played the same sports, attended the same schools, and now they even teach together. You're listening live from Nashville, Tennessee, to DC and DH on the DND Dynamite 80s podcast. And Meredith. So, guys, take it away.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to another fun-filled episode of D&D Dynamite 80s. I'm DH.
I am DC.
And we're here to take another fantastic look back at the 80s. And tonight we actually have a very special guest that we've been kind of promoting here, and going to be a great show. He's going to join us probably within the next 5 minutes, and then we'll talk to him for, I think we're about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Right in that time frame. So it'll be a little shorter show tonight, everybody. So you don't have to put up with us as long. A little different time.
We'll probably go about a 30-minute stretcher here tonight, something like that. So it's all good.
Everything's going to roll through, and then grandkids are here, so I'm going to go play with the grandkids when we're done.
There you go. There you go.
Going on tonight. But we do have a special guest coming in tonight. DC, why don't you tell us about who's coming in?
Yeah, we've got Artimus Pyle, one of the drummers, probably the better known of the drummers for Lynyrd Skynyrd during those heydays, those big stretch of years there where they really were hitting with some very popular hits and became the band that they have been. So there you go. Very honored to have Artimus Pyle on tonight.
Yes, I think tonight we're going to kind of focus in on his new band he's got going.
We are. We'll kind of ask him, because I'm curious about how he got the audition to be with Lynyrd Skynyrd, and then we'll jump into this new album that's got. Man, I don't know if you've had a chance to kind of look over and peruse it, but. Yeah, man. Ronnie Dunn, Lee Brice, Billy Ray Cyrus, Dolly Parton has done a song on here as well. So, yeah, you talk Sammy Hagar. So you've got some of the best in the biz. That's
a lot of star power.
That's did an honor album. They picked a song, I guess maybe one of their favorites, and it's honoring the music of Lynyrd Skynyrd. That's the name of it's Anthems. Honoring the music of Lynyrd Skynyrd.
They did that because of the D&D Dynamite 80s show. That's what it was.
Right. Well, yeah, they got the idea from us, I guess. Yeah.
You believe that, right?
Nah, I got a bunch of very valuable property I want to sell you too.
Right. Yeah.
So there you go.
Covered in water right now.
Exactly, the kind that's underwater. So, excited to catch up with him, and he's an icon in the music business. And we'll repeat some of this, of course, when we get on and talk with him. But also a 2006 inductee into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as well, with Lynyrd Skynyrd, of course. And what an honor! What an honor to be in that kind of company, if you will.
Right, and then, for him to agree to do our show, I mean, that's
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because, folks, here's, when you kind of wish something to maybe happen and you give up on it and it comes around and kind of lands in your lap. That's kind of what happened here. I had tried to contact their people, I don't know, DH, a year ago or so, I guess.
I think it was, yeah.
And kind of forgot about it. You know, they kind of said, well, you know, he's not doing any kind of interviews and stuff right now, but, you know, we'll keep your information. So I just kind of forgot about it. And lo and behold, they contacted me back and said, hey, this is the date and this is the time that we have scheduled if you want it. So there you go.
Yeah, you have Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and then, you know, on the next level up, you have the D&D Dynamite 80s show. So, you know,
right.
You know,
when do we get in there? When do we get into
when we buy
inducted in?
Yeah, when we buy a couple of tickets, we can go in.
Or offer to clean up.
Right, yeah, we'll do the service. I can handle them all. No worries. No worries at all.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that might be the only.
I'm going to be honest with you. If the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ever decided to induct us, I think that would be the end of their journey. Right.
Something's went bad wrong with the Hall of Fame.
Foul, or somebody paid a lot of money to.
Oh, man.
But you know, I mean, it's fun. Like I said, it's going to be a great show tonight. We've got a lot of great shows coming up.
Yep.
You know, I've seen we're booking out into, I think it was July. I've seen we have a couple booked. So
yes. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's amazing.
Somebody doesn't have a lot of valuable time if they want to spend it with us.
Well, I was going to say, you know, you could give an old man a week off, but you know that ain't going to happen.
Yeah. Well, you know, here's the deal. Things happen, and we know that. And along the way, things will, you know, there'll be some changes here and there. When you book people out that far, so.
And I think that's
it's all good.
The fun thing about our show is, you know, it is what it is. We don't. Yeah. Things happen. We understand that. We move on. We can do another day. We'll just
absolutely.
You know, it all works.
Well, in our line of work, you better be on the flexible side a little bit. So
very much.
That's kind of that's kind of a natural for us. So it's all good. It all works out.
Folks, I know y'all are so y'all want to be in the know. I do think we're kind of in the process of relocation of the Friday morning show.
Our conference,
it's our Friday morning conference.
Post conference,
a couple of weeks in a row. You know, cold coffee, no reason. I got a little rough.
Are they trying to say something to us? I wonder.
I think this Friday I'll fix a pot of coffee and we'll call it a day.
we may be better off.
I think they're trying to tell us.
Right, the writing's on the wall. And the wall's about to fall in.
Yes. Big.
Anyway, but our guest tonight, and I'm sure he's like I said, he's in between doing a bunch of these. So we'll get him here in just a minute or so.
What are you guys doing?
He'll be on. So
yes.
All that is coming up.
Got a little company in the background.
I see that.
What are you guys doing, huh? They're going to take the show over for me.
There you go.
David.
Hi.
You guys say hi?
Pop's friend, David.
Whoa. Y'all better, what are y'all fixing to do? Go over into the other room? What you going to do over there? Really? All that. All right.
Isn't that cool?
We'll go have fun. I'll be in there in a minute.
Look on the wall. Sorry.
Ruff.
Those are Daddy's guitars.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Come
on.
I'll be in there in a minute, guys. Yep. Yeah, that's live, isn't it? Go in there. I'll be in there in a minute.
They've made their debut. That's awesome. That is awesome. That is awesome.
They are precious. I'll tell you what, that's Pop's world right there.
You better believe it. I relate to you, brother. There's nothing like it. You told me, you gave me the heads up on that, and that is very accurate. For sure.
I told you, brother, there's nothing like them grandbabies. They are
That's
precious.
Exactly right. Yeah, they could do zero wrong.
That's exactly right. They do no wrong. I can tell you right now. They are precious. That's
So
pop
yeah.
oil over there.
So like I said, we hey, it's all fair in loving games and wars, and so we'll
That's right. My oldest, she's actually graduating this year, so
oh wow.
graduates this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hard to believe.
Time gets down the road.
It does. It flies
Yeah.
by. I'm telling you.
Yeah. The grandson will be driving me around before you know it. So there
Before
you
you know it, yeah, it happens. That's that process of life.
That's exactly right. That's
Yeah,
exactly
you
right.
go from Pop grilling to letting them grill, and Pop sitting there eating a cheeseburger.
Right. Right.
Oh,
So, this may be one of these good things. He may have extended himself a little bit on whichever one he's doing now. So, like I said, we'll hang in there a few more minutes.
yeah, we'll hang in a few more and give him a little more time. You never know what
Yeah.
happened. I mean, things
Yeah.
happen, things occur, and if he makes
Well,
it, that'd be great.
here's-
If he don't, well, that's okay too.
Yeah, that's okay too. But here's the scenario. I bet he's in a window of different ones tonight, and he's probably trying to wrap up the other one. So it's all good. It'll be fine.
We'll give
Those
him a
that
few
are
more
out
minutes.
there we out, we appreciate you. Art Fowler, I'm sure, is out there again. Appreciate your chiming in with us and watching the show.
I do have the chat up, ladies and gentlemen, on
Awesome.
the YouTube.
Awesome.
That is
So, it won't be here's the deal. If it doesn't happen, it won't be the first time I've had egg all over my face.
that's okay. It doesn't
And
matter.
it's all
We have fun
good.
either way. That's the thing. We have fun either way.
Yeah, it don't.
So,
Yeah,
so
we'll
speaking of
make
fun-
it work.
Speaking of fun, dude, I seen something the other night. I was watching. I don't remember what channel it was now, but I guess it was. I want to make sure I got this right because I may be off here, but I'm
Mhm.
thinking, wasn't this year like Kiss's farewell tour?
Yep.
And they were showing like some backstage footage of when they come to the stage and like the final show and all.
Right.
And that was pretty cool to watch. I mean, to see
Wow.
the emotion in those guys' face. I mean, they've
Sure.
been doing it for what, 50 years now?
Oh gosh. Yeah. I guess
they
that's right.
started in the 70s, right? Kiss came out in the 70s.
Oh yeah. Absolutely, they did.
Figure that's 50 years in the making
Mhm.
to the final show, and they still, the highlights they were showing and stuff, they were still rocking out. I mean,
Sure.
put on an amazing show,
Right.
but just to see that emotion of them on that last show,
Sure. Yeah.
that was
Absolutely.
really cool.
Absolutely. All right, we got Mr. Artimus Pyle getting logged in here. It looks like so. We're good to go. Artemis is getting all logged in. Once again, D&D Dynamite 80s, Nashville, Tennessee. We are the premier 80s tribute podcast. There's Mr. Artemis Pyle in the flesh. There he is.
Hey, man,
Artemis,
what's
how
your
are
name?
you? How are you, man?
Hey, how are you? Thank you for joining us.
What's your name, sir?
Yeah, I am DC, and that is DH.
DC and DH, that's what you go by?
Yes, sir. But if you want to call me
Cool.
David, that's awesome.
And I'm
Artemis
Dale.
Pyle
That'd be
calls me
amazing.
David. That's made my day. So awesome.
Yes.
David and Dale. David and Dale. David and Dale.
David Dale?
David
They
and
called
Dale.
My father, my dad's middle name was Del Pyle, DEL, but he was a contractor and a architect, and all of the guys from Kentucky that built for him that would come in and put up the frame out the houses, they called
Right.
him Dale. They said, "Hey, Dale."
Yeah.
It's actually
Right.
Del.
There you go. There you go. Well, we are honored to have you, man,
Yes,
for a
very
few
much.
minutes, and we appreciate you taking a little time with us. And folks, first of all, I want to do this. I want to thank Artemis for his service.
Yes.
He's a Marine, and Dale's son was a Marine as well, and now a police officer for us. And Dale's son served a couple of tours in Afghanistan. So on this show, it is very, very important to us, and we appreciate
Yes.
you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you for your service.
Well, guys,
appreciate that.
I appreciate that. on behalf of Gomer Pyle, USMC. You know, my dad was a Marine. His father was a Marine. My uncle
Fantastic.
his dad was a Marine. Back in World War II, they called my father, of course, Ernie, because of the famous World War II war correspondent, Ernie Pyle.
Okay.
Remember the movie about him with Burgess Meredith?
Yes.
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 And, so they called Dad, and Ernie Pyle was respected by every one of the armed services because he didn't write his story from the back line. He went to the front line and sat in the foxholes.
Yeah.
And wrote his stories.
Right.
What these
Right.
guys were going through.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
then
There you
I
go.
come along, and I'm Gomer Pyle. The minute that Gomer left Andy Griffith and went to Gomer Pyle USMC,
Right.
that's basically the month that I went into boot camp.
Oh, wow. How ironic is that?
They would see my name tag
Right.
and they go, "Come here, boy," and then they'd make me go, "Golly!"
Oh, I bet they did.
Surprise,
I bet they did.
surprise. Everything Gomer said, they'd make me say.
Right.
But guys,
Right.
I know you'll understand this from what you just told me. If some guy went to Vietnam and gave his life for this country and he had a belly laugh at my expense because I'm Gomer Pyle,
Mm.
no problem.
Yes,
Mm.
sir.
A lot of my friends went to Vietnam and came back very different. A lot of my
Yes.
friends went to
Yes,
Vietnam
sir.
and did not come back.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
if
Yeah.
I gave some of those guys a belly laugh, and what was cool was that the DIs would let them fall out. That he would, because you know in the Marines you are supposed to, you can't move a muscle.
Yeah.
And when they were laughing at me for being Gomer, the DIs lightened up a little bit and let them kind of laugh and move around a little bit.
Wow.
I felt like I was giving them a break,
Sure.
you know, and
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
pretty good at being Gomer. But are you guys in Nashville?
Yes.
Right
Right in the
outside.
Nashville area. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
you know I'm related to Sergeant Alvin C. York, right?
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
I
No, I
did
did
not know
not
that.
know.
Yeah,
How about that?
I'm from Jamestown, Tennessee, Fentress County,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I was born in Louisville. But
Okay.
my mother is from Pall Mall, Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
down there.
absolutely.
Remember the movie of Sergeant York when he goes to Jimtown?
Sure.
Yes.
Well, that's
Jamestown. Very, very familiar with it.
Fentress County.
Matter
So-
of fact, Charles Fowler, if you're on here, Charles Fowler is my father-in-law to be. His family, part of his family is from Jamestown.
No kidding.
And one of his relatives was Sergeant York's wife.
Macy. Macy York. Gracie.
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 Correct. Correct. Yes.
I went to Sergeant York's funeral when I was like 11.
Isn't that something?
Oh, wow.
What a small world.
Done in Pall Mall, Tennessee.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And the president at the time should have come because he was
Right.
a war hero.
Right.
But they sent a bunch of generals and they came to Pall Mall in helicopters.
Oh, wow.
Nobody in Pall Mall had ever seen a helicopter.
Right.
And
Right. There you go.
My mother dated one of the Yorks, one of the
Okay.
grandson named
Okay.
Andrew York.
Yeah.
Remember when Sergeant York came back from Europe, they said, "What can we do for you?"
Yeah. Yeah.
You saved thousands of lives. What can we do for you? And he said, "Build a school for my people." And in Jamestown, Tennessee, they built York Agricultural Institute.
That's exactly right. York Institute. That's right. And
which
it's
was the
still
largest high school.
full blown today, still going strong.
Yep.
Still going.
Absolutely.
It's
Yep.
as big as a college campus almost.
Yes. Beautiful area. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's my family.
Oh, isn't that
Wow.
something? Well,
I'm a Williams.
That's amazing.
I'm a Williams.
okay. Okay. Awesome. Fantastic. Artimus, let me ask this because I've read it and seen it in documentaries and stuff, but I want to hear your side of it. How in the world did you get hooked up and get a tryout with Ronnie and all those guys? How did that first meeting happen?
That's an easy question, and it's all led to our new album, Anthems.
Right. And we're going to talk about that. Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, which is everything made the circle be unbroken, right?
Sure.
So Charlie Daniels was looking for a drummer. The guys from Marshall Tucker suggested me. And one of his drummers, he had 2 drummers, full sets, full kits.
Okay. Yeah.
And Hoss Allen and a guy named Freddie. And so Hoss Allen quit in the middle of a tour. And Charlie was asking his buddies in Marshall Tucker, you know, Toy and Tommy and all them, Doug Gray and George McCorkle and Paul Riddle. So they said, well, we know this guy in Spartanburg. He's a friend. And he is crazy enough to be in your band. And his name is Artimus. So I went to New Orleans during Mardi Gras and auditioned for Charlie. And his drummer the drummer that was going to quit, Hoss Allen, he decided not to. Because, you know, he slept on it, I guess, and he thought, man, I got a good job.
Right.
Charlie
That's a good gig. Yeah.
Going places, you know.
Yeah.
And so they said, Charlie said, Artimus, I won't be able to use you because I can't stop right now in the middle of a tour. But I do know of a band that's looking for a drummer. They're called Leonard Skinner.
Oh, my gosh.
And so I'll hook you up with that. So I said, okay. So Charlie talked to Ronnie about me. Ronnie called me up and said, I'm going to fly 5 drummers and 5 sets of drums down to Florida, and we're going to have a drum off.
And that's something.
And I told Ronnie, I said, because he called me and I said, Ronnie, that sounds great, man. Sounds like fun. So Ronnie called me back 3 days later and he said, you know, we were talking about that drum off. He said, never mind. I talked to Charlie Daniels. I've talked to the Marshall Tucker guys. They said that you can play drums. So come to Atlanta and play with Ed King and Leon.
Wow.
So I went to Atlanta and Ronnie goes, look, they told me that you can play, that you're a player.
Yeah.
So we're not going to do the 5 drummer thing. Just come on down to Florida, bring your drums, and let's start rehearsing.
Yeah.
And, because Bob Burns was having some medical issues.
Right.
I love Bob, and Bob loved this band.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you hear me okay? There's some background noise going on here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me okay?
We got you.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm out in the country. I'm on the Pisgah mountain range right outside of Asheville, North Carolina.
Okay.
In a house that a friend of mine built with his bare hands, one of the best drummers I've ever met, had all kinds of skills. He's gone now, but I'm sitting in his house.
Okay.
He custom built this place.
Wow.
It's way out in the woods on the Pisgah mountain range. I'm surrounded by the mountain range. As the sun went down, it was beautiful.
That's my kind of setting.
Yeah, oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
The family is making this into a Airbnb.
Okay.
So, this place is special, guys. I'm telling you.
Sure.
You might want to take a little run over here. It's only about 5 hours from where you are.
Okay.
Maybe 4.5 if you drive fast. So, but you know, it was a natural progression.
Yeah.
It wasn't, you know, Ronnie. I guess when I met him in Atlanta at the big gig at Fulton County Stadium.
Yep.
With Allman Brothers and Marshall Tucker and all the bands, we kind of bonded. And Ronnie had just been in San Francisco. He'd just been beat up by a gang out in San Francisco.
Oh man!
Ronnie had 2 black eyes. His nose was smashed.
I think I've seen pictures of that. Yeah.
His lips were smashed. I mean, he was beat up.
Yeah.
The hell out of him.
Yeah.
And a gang in San Francisco said, send off your baddest hombre. Send the baddest hombre on the bus off. Send him off there. And so Ronnie said, well, I'm the hombre here. And he jumped off, and these guys, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
But, but these guys jumped him. And it was very soon after that I met Ronnie in Atlanta. And so I think we bonded.
Yeah.
And the fact that I looked like the rest of his band members, I had hair down to my waist and a beard down to my belly button, and I looked like I was crazy. And I fit right in.
Right. There you go.
And the rest is history. But
there you go.
The reason we did this album, Anthems, was people ask me, why are you doing this record?
Absolutely.
Why now? Why do a bunch of Leonard Skinner songs? They've already been recorded. They've been recorded many times.
Right.
And everything. But the reason is my band, which is Jerry Lida on guitar and vocals, Scott Rains on guitar and vocals, Bradley Durden on keyboards and vocals, David Fenton, who lives up there in Nashville, on bass, and myself, Artimus Pyle, USMC. And the five of us are the basic track. We are the band on every one of these tracks, including the one with Dolly.
That's awesome.
All of them.
Fantastic.
All of them. We were offered to have session people come in, and I said, "What the hell are you talking about?" I said, I know that Nashville's full of the greatest players, but our band has been together 15 years. We've been playing, every place you can imagine across this country.
Sure.
We jump on the bus, we go play. So we are a tight unit.
Yeah.
So we are the basic track on that whole album.
What about that?
And
wow.
Then that opened the door. Our producer was Kent Wells, who is Dolly Parton's producer of 35 years.
Yep.
He's well respected in Nashville. We thought this
well-known name. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And then through David Fowler, who played with Dolly, through Kent, who was her best, a very good friend and producer, that door opened, and Dolly agreed to do Freebird. And she said to me, she said, well, Artimus, I said, Dolly, I'm going to vote for you because of Ronnie Van Zant. I'm in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So
right.
I vote now.
Okay.
For you because you're on the ballot. And she goes, well, I don't know if I'm going to accept the nomination, because, I'm not a rock and roller. I think I deserve it. And I said, Dolly, you deserve everything.
that comes your way. Absolutely.
You're a humanitarian. You're a singer, songwriter, movie star. You can play guitar as good as a man.
Right.
You're hot.
Absolutely.
I said, you deserve everything. And she goes, well, she said, I guess I'll accept. But she said, I'm going to have to do a rock album to deserve it. Dolly. And I said, well, she said, can I put Freebird on my album? And the whole band were like, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, Dolly Parton, you can put our song on your album.
Right.
And she sang Freebird, man, and she knocked
it. It is amazing.
Yeah,
it is absolutely a tearjerker. Yeah.
And the arrangement that we came up with for her is amazing. And we did justice to all the songs, all of the
absolutely
that our band APB played. We did justice to the songs with using Nashville modern technology and the new recording techniques, but keeping the old school, but using the new techniques. We put a little polish on all of these songs.
Absolutely.
Because these songs will last for 1,000 years.
Sure they will.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure they will.
Years. They'll be around. But we just wanted to put a little polish on them, and then invite all these incredible people to come in and put their vocal.
Yeah.
They're singing for Ronnie.
Yeah.
Singing these vocals. Sammy Hagar.
Absolutely.
Ronnie Dunn.
Yeah. Billy Ray Cyrus.
Think about it, man.
Yeah.
And Billy Ray. And think about it. Ronnie Van Zant was from the South.
Mm-hmm.
He had a Southern accent.
Sure.
But he didn't have a twang.
That's right.
Ronnie Dunn sang Sweet Home Alabama. And I love what he did with the whole band loved what he did. We dropped that on October 20th. We were in Nashville. We were on the Grand Ole Opry.
Right.
Two songs at the Grand Ole Opry.
Right.
20th of October, the 46th anniversary of the airplane crash.
Right.
Last October.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we dropped the single Sweet Home Alabama, and everybody was gushing about how that Ronnie Dunn has that little bit of a twang, and it's Sweet Home Alabama.
Sure.
He put that little twang in there, which opens up the song to a whole new, a generation.
Absolutely.
Right? People that love it. So we were tickled, man. We were tickled.
Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. Fantastic. Hey, here's what I want to ask you. What motivates you to still keep going full speed like you're doing, man?
Great question.
What motivates you to do that?
The music.
Yeah.
Why did we do this record that's already been done before?
And obviously you have a hell of a fun time.
I do. I have more fun playing now than I've ever in my life.
Is that right? Okay.
I have more fun playing because the band is so good.
Yeah.
And we do original song. We did a song for the movie about the plane crash, Street Survivor.
Yes.
So Scott Rains.
Very well done, by the way. Very well done.
Scott Rains and Jerry Lida wrote the title track to that movie. We arranged it and then we took 15 hours to record it.
Right.
Winston-Salem, put it on the soundtrack, and we do it every night when we play our show, and it gets the same response as all the other songs. People, the Skynyrd song.
Sure.
They're like, what Skynyrd album was that song on? I say, no, that's APD song.
Yeah.
And I'll put it up against any Southern rock song that's out there. It rocks. It's got harmonies, guitar, vocals.
Sure.
And our guys, Brad Durden and Scott Rains and Jerry Lida, these are guys that are from North Carolina, Georgia, Alabama. I'm from Tennessee and Kentucky.
Right.
Dave is from North Carolina, our bass player. So we are a Southern rock band.
Sure.
And I don't require anybody in my band to dress up like a member of Lynyrd Skynyrd. I don't require anybody in the band. I don't tell any of our three great vocalists.
Yeah.
I don't tell them, hey, now on this song, you got to try to sound like Ronnie. They just sing it sincerely from the heart and soul. And they're Southern guys. So
it's very obvious.
It comes out exactly perfect.
Sure.
To me.
Yeah.
And there's five, and people love us when we play.
That's right.
They love the sound of the band because they're listening to what it sounds like. They're not looking at a circus clown act, not running around on stage, flipping drumsticks and doing all kinds of stuff and waving at the crowd and showing our ass. We play the music just like
passion.
Good there.
Sure. Passion of the music.
Around.
Sure.
And everything. So, to me, we have a really good presentation. People love us.
Mm-hmm.
We love to play. Mm-hmm. And what keeps me going is the music. And the fact that we're doing this. Why? Because Ronnie deserves it. The band deserves it.
There you go.
Deserves it. I'm 75 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I want to play as long as I can play drums the way I'm supposed to, play these songs the way I'm supposed to. I'm going to do it.
No,
I don't
that's
care
fantastic.
If that's long. I don't care if that's 95. Whatever.
That is fantastic.
I don't want to outlive my children. I don't want to live past my 8 children and grandchildren. So I always said that I was going to play drums till I was 100. Then I was going to switch to stand-up comedy.
There you go.
Because there's funny stuff happened to me in the Marines that I can make people laugh. I just did.
Sure. Yeah.
And all the stories about Skynyrd, there is some funny stuff. Being on the road with Lynyrd Skynyrd all over the world, there was some hilarious.
I bet.
Right.
But sure.
We came to Nashville with good hopes, and we put up with the shenanigans that go down in that town. I love Nashville. I've been going there my whole life.
Yeah.
And I love Nashville. But there are a lot of shenanigans, and that's all I'm going to say about that. So with that being
DH,
said,
do you have a question?
Yeah, I think one of the coolest things for me is the music speaks for itself. The musicianship
Yeah.
that you guys put out there, it's not one of these flashy, has to be a Las Vegas show for people to enjoy.
Passion
And
of
one
the
of the
music.
things,
Yeah.
exactly. And one of the things I've always kind of enjoyed it is that type of environment where the music speaks for itself. The musicians, they are the show instead of all the flash. One of the things I was kind of wondering is, as far as when you're on stage, do you still get that same adrenaline rush as you did in the younger days? Because you've done it for such a long time, but when you get prepared for a show and hyped up for a show and you go out and the audience is into it, do you still get that same adrenaline rush?
Thank you, Dale, because I absolutely do. My feeling as a musician is the next gig is going to be the best gig we've ever done. The next song be the best song, and there's going to be a magic golden moment within that song that makes it all worthwhile. I still love the anticipation. I still, I look forward. I can't wait to get out on my drums and play these songs because it makes people so happy. Ronnie wrote, he was such a prolific writer. He wrote songs that the common man can say, hey, I can sing like that. And I like those words, Simple Man, about his mother and everything. Every time that we go out, we have an excitement level that is still there every night. Now, there are some times when during the set, in the middle of a song, I'll get emotional. It'll hit me. I never know when it's going to hit me, but it'll hit me. And all of a sudden,
wow,
I well up and I'm looking through those tears and I'm thinking about the band. Every single song, I think about the band. When Scott Rains plays Freebird like a monster, like Alan Collins is throwing thunderbolts down from heaven, on him. I'm thinking about Alan. I'm thinking about the different parts and all the band members. And yet I look out and I see a very professional bunch of guys that aren't running around like a bunch of clowns, that are playing this music with respect. Honor, and accuracy.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say. Absolutely. That's respect and passion. Respect and passion.
And
no doubt. No doubt about it.
And don't forget honor and accuracy. Because they went up to Nashville and set with Ed King.
Right.
And got to learn from the master himself how to play these songs. And then we lost Ed. The guy, he lived to be 68. He had a heart transplant. He had a little bit of cancer. The guy, it was hard for him, but he lived to 68 and he was a great person. And he was an amazing guitar player. On the tribute tour, when I came back from living in Jerusalem, Israel, and the Castle of King David on Mount Zion, I was working on my character and trying to learn, just trying to further educate myself.
Wow.
And when I came back for the tribute tour, Ed was playing really great, and he had to play those parts of Steve Gaines a little. Think about the song "I Know a Little." That's a Steve Gaines song, and it's not easy to play. And I'm telling you, I've heard 3 guitar players that can play it really well, and that was Steve Gaines. That it's so fast, and then of course Ed King would nail it most of the time, and then Scott Rains in APB. And that is a difficult song. And I love playing it because it's every drum part of every Skynyrd song is different. There are no 2 Skynyrd songs that are the same for drums or anything else for that. But, a lot of bands have songs and the drummer plays a straight 2/4 beat and you can play 10 of their songs to the same beat.
Right.
That's not the way it is with Skynyrd.
Right.
I want to mention also that Bob Burns was a very underrated drummer. Bob was an amazing drummer. We loved Bob. Bob was in our band. Bob was in APB. Bob was in this band, and he loved this band because he'd say, "Artimus, they play the stuff so good, man." and he loved the band.
Yeah.
I'm on a piece of property right now where Bob was with us. I'm on a beautiful farm in the mountain range of the Pisgah Forest, and Bob Burns was on this property with us.
Yeah.
It just hit me. We sat on a tractor that was sitting out there and had a picture taken together.
Wow.
He loved this band, and I lived in the main house on this property. It had a studio, a barn, a river. This place here that was built, and Bob was here, and Bob unpronounced and second helping before I came along. Al Cooper got him a warm and fuzzy sound. And Bob, to me, Bob was like the Ringo Starr of Southern rock drummers. Just didn't get enough credit for being,
absolutely
an integral part, but he was. And we miss Bob every day. I think about him all the time.
Absolutely.
Well, I just want to say this real quick, and I haven't said this yet. Mr. Pyle, we appreciate what you do and the musicianship that you keep alive. So as a fan of music and, in all genres,
sure,
I just want to say that we appreciate what you do and continue to do.
Amen, brother.
Day after day,
Amen.
keeping that music alive and keeping the musicianship alive. So thank you for sharing your gift with the world.
Well, I appreciate that, man. There's a lot of great drummers, out there. I stole my licks from all the other drummers. Everything that I play, I heard somebody else play, and I emulated it and did a variation on a theme. Even when I play Bob Burns' drum parts, I try to honor his drum parts, and by the same token, try to embellish it with my style, which is a kind of, a rock fusion, a little bit of jazz in there. I love country, but I love classical.
Yeah.
I love rock fusion and jazz and all that stuff. And Bob was such a good guy.
Yeah.
And he's a very unique fella. I really wish he would be inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame as a drummer, because Ronnie's songs, the Lynyrd Skynyrd songs, they crossed over the boundaries. Whereas Freebird and Saturday Night Special are almost like heavy metal, and then you've got Ballad of Curtis Lowe, and you've got Simple Man that are almost country, and some of the songs that Ronnie wrote, Made in the Shade, all that stuff, it crosses over all that stuff. So we enjoy that all the genres kind of come together.
Sure.
And, I have a ball playing that stuff, and every day I miss all of the band.
Sure.
The Lynyrd Skynyrd band. But my brothers now that are, we are all loyal to each other in this band. Like when we went to Nashville and we said we want to do this album, and they were saying, well, we'll get some session guys to come in and do an album for you. That wasn't
going to work.
Never went through our mind.
No.
We appreciate that there are great musicians in Nashville.
Sure.
But we wanted to do this for our paying respect for this band. It grew up with
Makes
the
perfect
music.
sense. Makes perfect sense.
Definitely.
So if and I love Nashville, man. I've been going there for my whole life, because over in Fentress County, I've been going to Nashville. I've got relatives in Nashville. I love Nashville. I will always miss Nashville, but I will never record another album in that town.
Gotcha. Hey, before we close out and you tell us everywhere on social media to follow you guys and to watch your stuff and all that, before you do that, I got to let you know this. This has been a couple of years back. We did a trip to Jacksonville, and while we were down there, I got to visit where the Hell House location was. I went to the cemetery and all that great stuff, and you couldn't have a setting any more perfect for Ronnie. Along that private little lake that's in the cemetery. It's a beautiful location, and as a fan, that was a highlight for me to be able to do that. To be where all that great music was developed.
Well,
The
David,
Hell House location, standing on the actual dock.
oh yeah,
It wasn't the original dock, but it was the dock.
Green
dock.
Cove Springs out there at the Hell House.
Yes.
And David, to your point, let me say that Jerry and Scott and I went down to Gary's service. There was 1,000 people there. It was very dignified. All of Gary's beautiful guitars, his famous guitars, were all over the chapel with pictures of he and his grandchildren and children. It was it was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And Paul Rogers from Bad Company spoke words, and Simon Kirk was there. Travis Tritt sang a song.
Yeah.
Kid Rock was there showing respect for Gary.
Wow.
Everybody was there because they all loved Gary.
Yeah.
And after the service was over, Scott and Jerry and I walked back to the car. And, everybody's buried there. Leon and Billy and Alan.
Right.
And Steve.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
them all at the time
and that
were there. Yeah. Absolutely.
Normandy Boulevard.
Yes.
And Judy, Ronnie's widow, Judy had Ronnie's gravesite relocated down by that lake you're talking about.
Right.
It has in a little fountain.
Yes.
Right next to it. It's a very quiet spot, and there's that bamboo grove.
Yeah. Yep.
And then the bench that Charlie Daniels wrote that little prose on.
Yes.
Wrote that poem, a candle burning at both ends, and he wrote that. And so I went down there. Judy wanted me to see, but she told me where it was, so I went down there, and the security let us through. They knew me.
Yeah.
And they said, "Come on, Artimus, come on through," because they had the whole cemetery blocked off because there had been 10,000 people there.
Sure.
They let us go on down to where Ronnie's location, and it was beautiful. And I was sitting there on the bench, and Scott and Jerry and I just having a quiet moment, no words, just listening,
taking it in. Yeah.
And Paul Rogers and Simon Kirk from Bad Company walked up behind us, and they were with Judy. And we asked Judy, we said, "Can we tell them what we're doing?" And Judy said, "Yeah, Dolly's talking about it. I guess you can too." So we told Paul and Simon about Freebird with Dolly, and Gary putting his iconic slide solo on there with Dolly. And then the fact that on Dolly's, I don't know if you guys know this, on Dolly's version of the album, her rock star album, 30 songs on it. And I told you, asked if she could put Freebird on her album.
Right.
We were the first ones to record a rock song with her for that album, for that.
Yeah.
So, wow. So anyway, so this is what I want to tell you. That on Dolly's album, not our album, Dolly's singing Freebird with Gary playing slide on our album.
Right.
But as a special treat on Dolly's album, Judy Van Zant signed off and okayed it and gave it her blessing for Ronnie Van Zant to sing the first half of the second verse. And remember how Natalie Cole sang on the album with Nat King Cole?
Right, with her father. Yep. And they mingled it. Yep.
They did a time travel.
Yes.
Well, that's what they did with Kent Wells had a friend in Los Angeles that had Ronnie's vocal. You know how these days different people own certain songs. So a certain guy owns the Beatles catalog. I mean, all this stuff. Well, some guy owned Ronnie's vocal out there somehow through the years. And Kent dropped it in on the first half of the second verse. So Dolly and Ronnie are singing together with on Freebird.
Yep.
I want to tell you guys, it wasn't easy for APB to get that done. We went through hell and high water against all odds to get that done.
Wow. With
the Nashville shenanigans
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
Right.
Anyway,
Right.
we got it done. And that's cool. So when you listen to it off of Dolly's album, you know, you're going to see on all the platforms. I just want to leave you with this.
Yeah.
On all the platforms, we are APB given credit for being the backing trackers band, the band APB on all the tracks. But for some reason, on Dolly's album, it lists a different band as the basic track. It doesn't say APB or Artimus Pyle Band. I get sick of hearing my own name, to tell you the truth. But All Points Bulletin, that's what we'll call it. But it doesn't list us as being the band on that. I don't know what happened. Nobody does. Nobody's people. None of the people that get together for lunch with their people, and their people call the people, and they get together with their people. Nobody can explain to us
how that happened.
We did not get credit on that record. But you know what? We're professionals. It is what it is. It happened. It's not on all the formats. We do get credit, you know, in most of the right place, all the right places except for one.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to let you know that that type of thing can happen, and it happened to us. And we're not going to let it hold us back. We're not going to get all pissed off, you know. But we're going to continue to do what we do, and that is go out and be a live band. Because some guy asked me, I did an interview with Athens, Greece yesterday.
Wow.
What are your hopes and dreams and fears for music in the future? Yeah. And I said,
that's a great question.
I said, the dreams are that there's a new project.
Yeah.
There's a new project on the horizon, and always paying it forward. That's what we should do. But I think live musicians, actual musicians picking up instruments and playing music live will outlast what my biggest fear for the future of music is, and that is artificial intelligence. You know, taking over playing stuff. Yeah. To me, I think the saving grace will always be the guys that go out and woodshed and work hard and learn their instrument and try to be the next guy. Yeah. Try to be the next gal. Try to be the next big thing. Yeah. And, that is the hope for the future of all music, country, rock, jazz, southern rock, everything. So well put. So well put.
Very well. Very much so.
Artimus, it's been a tremendous honor.
It has been an honor.
Yeah. I can't, I'm just blown away. This has been such a treat.
That goes both ways, guys.
DC, I'm going to be honest with you. Hearing Artimus Pyle call me Dale, I mean, that is
an honor, isn't it?
That's a top moment.
Makes you feel good.
Yes.
Makes you feel good.
Well, David and Dale.
Absolutely. And it makes you feel like, you know, a bond, a friend, you know? Yes. So we appreciate you so much. You're real.
Listen 1 second. Get us a gig, something for kids or veterans or children, you know, cancer. Mm-hmm. You know, gigs in Nashville are hard to come by for bands on our level, you know. Mm-hmm. Which and when in our level, what I'm saying is we are a national, regional, and we'll go to Europe. Yeah. Yeah. I just got asked, you know, by one of the interviews today from Scotland, if we would come back to Europe. Yeah. And in the UK, a guy from the UK. And I said, we love it over there. We would love to come. But if you have any way of doing so, and I've got a point to all this, get us a gig in Nashville to raise money for something good. We would love to do that. And
DH, I've got somebody in mind that I definitely want to run that by.
I was going to say,
run that by, and then when we do come up and play the show, when we come up, would you guys please honor us with your presence? We'll roll out the red carpet. I mean that.
Oh,
You come backstage, you hang out with the band, and I want you to hear and see what we can do as a band, and the spirit.
We would be honored. We would be honored, my friend.
Okay.
We would be honored.
Yeah.
So and even if you don't get us the gig, even if you see a gig that we somehow happen to get in Nashville,
right? We'll be there.
Please come.
Oh, definitely.
Now we do stuff. We played the Grand Ole Opry on the 20th.
Yeah.
Which was an honor. We played Ryman Auditorium for breast cancer awareness with Dolly. We do stuff like that. So if you see us on the bill somewhere, come and check out.
Absolutely.
Our presentation.
We definitely will.
Yeah, definitely will, my friend.
Thank you guys so much for helping us keep it alive.
Absolutely. Give a shout out. Give a shout out for everybody to follow you on your socials and all that, and what your next gig will be coming up.
Okay, well, I don't do social media. I've never touched a computer.
Right.
I've never downloaded or sent or received an email, but the band are all tech savvy. They have set up a website for us, artemispyleband.com.
Right.
Pyle Band on all net, all platforms.
So Artimus Pyle Band on all platforms.
There you go.
By Scott and Jerry. Scott and Jerry are right here.
Right, Scott, and I appreciate you. Keeping in touch with me. I appreciate you. Thank you,
buddy. We have a gig.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Okay, Jerry just told me we have a gig near Nashville on March 9th.
Crossville, Tennessee.
Crossville.
Okay, I think we can make that trip.
I'm from Jamestown, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
Crossville, Cumberland County. I got you.
County. So
fantastic.
March 11, Manchester, Tennessee.
March 11.
That's even closer. Manchester.
Manchester.
We're down the road from Manchester. He lives in.
Heard Jerry say that.
Yeah, he lives in Smyrna. I live in Murfreesboro, so I'm just right down the road from Manchester.
Okay, I went to college in Cookeville too.
Yeah, there you go.
So
there you go.
So we have 1,500 vinyl albums that are going to be available.
Yes, yes.
And we've already dropped about 1,500 pre-sales. Now, as I said, most of the lion's share of the money is going to go to the children and grandchildren of my friends up in rock and roll heaven. So we didn't do this out for money. I want that really known.
Fantastic.
We didn't do this to make a bundle. We are a live touring band. That's how we make our living. These guys are all, independently wealthy. I'm getting a big laugh out of that.
Right. Right.
but what I'm saying, guys, is they have beautiful wives and children and families and homes and businesses. They don't have to do this to make money. We do it because we love it.
Absolutely.
And, we're not resting on our laurels. We're not letting, anything grow under our feet. So we're going to keep it moving. So thanks for everything, guys.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome.
We will catch up with you for sure, man. And we'll stay in contact. We got to see you when you come close to us, man.
DC, we need to make that Manchester show.
We will make that Manchester show.
We'll make that Manchester show.
Absolutely.
Would you say March 11th?
March 11th. I have it down.
Yeah.
But look at their guitars.
Yeah, bring that black one. I'll play the black one on Freebird. There you go. I'll play the black one on Freebird.
There you go. There you go. Guys, it's a pleasure. It's an honor.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you soon. See you in March.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Coach, hey, DH, what can you say?
Wow. What an interview, dude.
What an honor.
What an honor.
Yep.
All right, folks. That's going to wrap it up again. Another episode of DND Dynamite 80s. Remember, you can catch us on Anchor, Spotify, Breaker Radio, Radio Republic, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and, of course, our website and Google Podcast. All DND Dynamite 80. DC, I don't know about you, but my head's going to be so big after that interview, I'm not going to be able to fit through a door, man.
I hear you, bro.
Amazing guy, amazing interview.
Yep.
Amazing individual and a great
Gave us some extra time. How about that?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So I'm going to, as I always end it off, folks, remember, it doesn't cost anything extra to be kind. So always be kind to each other. Special thank you to Artimus Pyle for taking time out of his day to join our show.
Yes, sir.
Amazing interview. I'm going to throw it over to you, DC.
All right, man. Hey, I'm just
get ready to play with the grandkids.
There you go. Yeah. Hey, I'm just I'm just stunned.
Yeah.
So
what an interview, dude.
What an interview. All right, let's get the sponsors in here and get on
Yeah,
out.
let's get them rolled through.
Not working?
I'm not hearing. There we go.
DND Dynamite 80s would like to thank
Hit
their
the wrong
sponsors, Hudson's Flags and More, PJG Marketing, and the Nesting Project of Smyrna, Tennessee. You can find all these great folks online. You most certainly can. Hey, once again, we appreciate Artimus Pyle checking in with us. What an honor. Next week, another great gentleman, Mike Skill.
Yes.
The founder of the Romantics will be back on with us. By the way, it'll be our first special guest host as well. Singer and actress Kathy Rankin will be our co-host. So next week, my friends, back to the normal time, 7:30. Next week, we'll see you.
Yes.